I think it'd be valuable to speak a little bit about pricing in the factoring business. You know, the factoring business is not regulated the way banking is. So the pricing is sort of all over the map. Everybody does it a little bit differently, and it does tend to be complicated. And yet, it's significant enough. You know, everyone understands that factoring is more expensive than banking. It definitely is. So it is a significant number, and it's very important to shop it. It is not the case that everybody has the same pricing, or that it's even similar. Pricing varies widely in this industry. It's all over the map. And yet, you can't really tell looking at it. If you pull up a website, and on that website you see 0.33%, 33/100%. And on another website you see, let's say, prime plus 3%. And on another website you see 2%. Which of those is cheapest? Just looking at that website, which of those numbers would draw you in? I can tell you, without a doubt, you have no idea, that those numbers are completely meaningless, and that the analysis that you have to go through to boil it down and find out what those numbers mean is pretty complicated. It's so complicated that sometimes accountants have trouble getting it right. Sometimes lawyers have trouble getting it right. And certainly those of us that are in other walks of life that don't do this for a living have a very hard time getting it right. So it's complicated, and I would say that it is very important for you to understand that it's essential that you shop. I'm not someone that's going to tell you that I think it's important to make your decision on who is going to provide your financial service based solely upon who gives you the smallest price. But I think you really have to understand just how big those differences in price really are, because they can be huge. They can be very substantial. It can be a 50% difference in price. It can be 100% difference in price. And you have to know what that is. And that number that's up there on the website screen, remember, that means absolutely nothing. You have to really dig to understand how that number bears upon what you will actually be paying in dollars and cents for the services you receive. So, what's the end story on this? You have to shop. You have to inform yourself. You have to leave enough time and expect to give enough time to understand how much you're going to pay very thoroughly. You have to be sure you bring to bear trusted professionals that you have. If you have an accountant that you really believe in, that you can trust, that you think does a great job, you need to make sure they're involved. Same thing if you have a lawyer that you really trust, that you think's really smart and understands finance. You got to bring them to bear and make sure they understand you're not expecting them to be a financial professional, but you want their help figuring this stuff out. Probably the best strategy is to find 2 or 3 providers that you think you like. Not just because of the price. You've looked at other things. You've looked at reliability. You've gotten references from people they've served before. So you got 2 or 3 players you think you like. Make them troubleshoot each other's prices. Never ever sign anything that says you will not disclose the pricing or the agreement you have with them. And make them each tell you why their pricing model is better than the other 2. When you think about it, there's nobody better equipped to really understand a factoring proposal. It's the easiest and cheapest way for you to get to the truth about what those numbers say. So that's what I would recommend. Bring your trusted professionals to bear. Make sure you leave enough time to consider this thoroughly, and understand from the get-go that what the numbers you see on the face are almost meaningless.